What's up, Gorilla Gang Ape Army? God, what a great day to be alive, right? Seriously, probably one of the top 3 days in my life. It's not over. It has only just begun. Wasn't today great? I was not able to stare at my phone as much as I would have liked to have. I was busy at work today. I sell cars. A lot of y'all know. I sell BMWs, and we're short one guy because he retired. I'm going to try not to make my table shake so much this time, guys. We're short a guy because he retired, and the other guy was off today, so I was by myself, and I couldn't watch this happening. But I was with Tara Bull, great ape supporter, Ape Nation, Ape Army, AMC gal. She has an after hours kind of phone group chat thing that she does. And I jumped in because I couldn't sleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they let me talk, and I talked. Shocker. There was hundreds of people in there, and I think there's only like 8 or 10 people that can be given a microphone, and they wanted to hear my story, and I had some comments. I think I entertained and brought some good solid research to the table. But I got to give a shout out to the AMC Cat and Cat Striker. Cat Striker's the one that's orchestrated all these banners, AMC banners going across all these cities. She's the vehicle that's been driving that. Kong Posting was on there, which was awesome. Kong is like one of the first AMC people that I followed that does great DD. There's a guy in there named Jason that I was really vibing with. He spells his name with like numbers and backwards letters. Anyway, shout out Jason. And especially Tara Bull. You are awesome. That was fun. And then the pre-market opened at 4 o'clock, and we were all watching it run up, and all got to at the same time, be excited about $40. And because it did hit $40 at like 5:30 this morning. It was fantastic. But I started watching all this, and I thought, man, there's going to be some trading halts here soon. So I tweeted out at 5:55 this morning. I hope you guys caught it so you were ready. But I tweeted out at 5:55, beware of trading halts. It's part of the game. It's automatically triggered on a 10% run up in a 5-minute period. And it's to give us a cooling off period so you don't freak out and sell when you shouldn't, or don't buy too high. But ultimately, what I decided when I first saw it go from 61 to 51, I was like, man, this trading halt kind of screwed our momentum up. And then they did another one, and I realized that we had a nice run up in the morning and then a nice afternoon of consolidation. We're in a completely different stratosphere that this stock's ever been in before. So all the lines that these guys draw, I'll be like Lou. All the lines that these guys draw are there's no historical data now, because $37 was the historical high for the stock. So we don't want to just shoot, because that's what AMC did in January. It shot up to $20, and there was just no consolidation, no support, nothing. It just shot right down. So I thought today, this is good. This is really good for us to establish support. Seems like there's some pretty good support in the $60 range. We closed at $68. After hours got a hold of it and ran it up a little bit. We'll see what the pre-market does tomorrow. I mean, who knows where it could be? They don't halt trading in the pre-market. So who knows where this could end up before the market really opens at 9:30 in pre-market. I mean, my buddy Justin called me and he said, explain this after hours of pre-market to me. It seems like it lasts just as long as the regular trading day. It does. If you add up the whole day, I mean, it's 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. is the full spectrum of trading. Half of it's going on where most of us can't get our hands on it, except for if you're on Webull. I think there might be another one, but I know for a fact that Webull allows pre-market and after-hours trading. But we had those melt ups. This is another term that I'm I'm learning and I'm loving. So these melt ups is when a stock is just so completely bullish off the charts that it's just melting through channels and going up by dollars here, $4 there. We're not running up by 5 cents anymore or a nickel. We're running up by 50 cents and a dollar. So how much are we up today? 110%. Woo! Wow. What a fucking day. Good God. And here's the best part about today. Short interest went up. I keep talking about this. It's just crazy. I'm not the only one. It's every once in a while I feel the need to say I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm probably not the one you should be following for your ultimate fantasy or fantasy. That's what we used to do for your ultimate financial advice. Trade trades and wrench capital and short the VIX and Jeffrey Forbes and Andrew Mo Money and Matt Kors. Obviously, can't forget him. Kong Posting, Joshua James, BAM Investments. All these guys are the guys you should be, getting your advice from. I think you just enjoy doing this journey with me. That's why I'm here, because you know me from the fantasy football days of way back. And in February, I said I'm done with fantasy football. I've got to spend my time more wisely. And I never asked for $1 from any of y'all. Even when you hopped in the DMs and said, hey, let me throw you a bone. You won me some money in my league this year, or you won me some DFS money this week. I always said, just, donate it to the Center for Exploited and Missing Children or something. That's my charity. That's why I always told people, because I wasn't trying to make money off of somebody else. I want to, make my own money. And that's what's happening today. I had people DMing me today that, it'd bring a tear to your eyes. A guy DM'd me today and said that, if this keeps going on like we're thinking it's going to go on, that he's going to be able to pay off all his bills. And his wife came home from work today crying, gave him a big hug and kiss, and told him that she loved him. And he said, Paulie, you're the most influential person, the most important thing that's ever happened to me. And that's what this is about. So I'm going to hold for that guy, because I know that he only has a few hundred shares. I'm going to hold for the mom, that works at the grocery store during the day and the gas station at night, and, works 2 jobs to make ends meet for her kids, and went out and bought 15 shares of AMC or 10 or 20. I'm going to hold for those people, because I'm going to be fine. I did great today. I'm going to be fine. I want to hold for the people that really need every single share to count. And GameStop in January was not a short squeeze. It was what's happening now to us. A infinite feedback loop gamma squeeze that I talked about months ago, and FOMO buying, which is the one thing, Matt and Trey and those guys will tell you, that's the one thing that we can't predict, is the FOMO buying. And everybody's talking about it. My buddy was like, man, I was at Goodwill today. He tries to hunt for little gems in Goodwill. My buddy Justin, he said, I was in Goodwill today and they were talking about it. The cashiers were talking about it. They had shares. The cashiers at Goodwill had shares. God fucking bless them. I hope that their shares go up so much that they never have to work at Goodwill for a day in their life. That's what this is all about. So GameStop's probably going to squeeze, like the real squeeze this time. And we're going to squeeze. But the longer they want to short us, and they shorted us again today, it's just fueling up the jet for the ultimate liftoff. This gamma loop of these options contracts. Oh my God. And they've added options all the way up to like $79. It did stop at 40. And all those $40 strikes that we talked about months ago, the unusual options activity. Remember in April when I was like, man, there's a lot of $40 calls for June 18th, like millions, something big. There's whales there that know that this thing's going to pop. Now the $65 strikes and I'm sorry, we're already there. $79 strikes, and who knows? I don't know if there's $100 strikes out there yet, but there damn well should be. We could get there tomorrow. Who knows? You never know what the stock's going to do. I don't care if you're Warren Buffett or Jimmy Buffett. No one knows. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fugazi. We could have a red day here sometime soon. I mean, we're due for one. Last time we had a red day, it was minus 2%. And there was tons of much needed consolidation, so it was good. So if you buy in a little too high and then you end up being in the red, just relax. We'll catch you on the way up. And we'll hold for you. This has unlimited potential. I think people are realizing this now. When you look at the Ortex data and realize that they haven't covered anything. Somebody jumped in the chat here. Grand finale. $40 was at 4:30 a.m. It was fun to listen and learn. Thanks for the invite this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jerome Nally. Yeah, I saw you in there. I shouted you out. There was a lot of silence. He sat in silence today because everybody was in awe. More good stories. A lot of good people like you. Thanks, Jerome. I just happened to notice that you were in there, and I knew that I had retweeted that chat room at 4 a.m. onto my timeline, and I knew that you were in there because you saw that. So that's great, man. Fantastic. Fantastic. This community is about change and revolution and a huge transfer of wealth. It's fantastic. It's we're at $68. I think that with the options that need to be covered for the Friday expirations, we're going to continue to juice up tomorrow, melt up. Who knows? I mean, you saw it today. Who knows what could happen? I mean, there's people saying that it could hit $100 in the pre-market. All these numbers that we were throwing out months ago, and people were like, "You're crazy. It's not going to go to $1,000." The potential is there for sure, guys. I'm not naming a price target, and I haven't publicly, given out any numbers because I don't want to affect the squeeze. I'll just say this, that everybody, even all the people that I mentioned earlier, will have some sort of a few share exit strategy. When it starts getting way up there and you could just sell a few shares to get your investment back, I'm just telling you, I'm just keeping it real. We're all going to hold. But I have my XXXX shares. If I sell 2% of them to get my money back, I ain't going to stop the squeeze. The great thing is there's going to be like bigger rips that we're going to be like, it's going to test, the test is going to keep coming. When it goes to 180 and then back down to 80 and everybody thinks, oh, we missed it. Like that's nothing. When it jumps back down to 80 will be when the shorts are like, okay, now we got to cover. We just got a discount. They'll be buying the dips. So if there is an orchestrated sell-off, they're going to have to buy the dips and it's going to rocket right back up again. Get ready for a lot more halts. We showed that today. I was kind of surprised, even though that I did tweet that out there to beware of halts. I figured it was coming in our future. I figured we might see one today. We saw 3 of them. There's going to be more halts, and it hurts when that halt takes the momentum away. But like I said, it is healthy, and we just every time we eat it back up again. I think it's great that we didn't shoot into the closing. I think it's great that we ended the day consolidating. I think it's fantastic. This is just a healthy price action movement. If you could ever have a healthy 100% day. Oh my goodness. Life-changing money, guys. Life-changing money. I've been saying this for months. This is the one chance. This is the best investment opportunity on the planet right now, and you're in it. You got a seat at the table. You can play with the big boys now. And once we get our attendees, I plan on really playing with the big boys. I put a video out about my after AMC plan, and I didn't really like it. I ended up deleting it from YouTube. But one of the things I was going to do was buy some $65 calls this morning, which I didn't have a chance to do because there was a guy in my office at 9 a.m. ready to buy a car. And those $65 calls that I was gonna buy went up 1,200% today. So I do want to. It's just that I can't watch it all day to know when to get in and when to get out. And I think timing of these options is critical. But I do want to get some puts for the way down, and I am going to short the market. SPY index, which is basically the S&P 500. September 18th, 26-cent calls. I am not a financial advisor. 26-cent options, which means $26 for a contract. I'm going to buy a bunch of them. I'm buying them with their money. And I said in my video last night, people are going to say, but Paulie, mom and pop are invested in the S&P 500, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple. Yeah, but they've got somebody pulling the strings for them. And if their financial advisor doesn't see the writing on the wall here, and I'm not trying to be Chicken Little, the sky is falling. I just think that the over leveraging of the banks and all the merging of the banks and all the liquidity issues and all the rules they're putting in place are to try and control this as much as possible. I think there is going to be a market correction very, very soon. It will be an opportunity for us to buy up blue chip stocks at a discount, because those always rebound the quickest. So yeah, I'm shorting the market. It's different than shorting AMC. I'm not going to cause the market to go down. It's just an investment opportunity. Okay. That's what these things are. I think it's a really good play. I think it's cheap to buy a $200 put for the SPY index for September 18th. Me and Joe Albert have been talking about this play. I think he already made his move. And then when you make money on the market correcting and going down like it did last March, then you can use that profit to buy up some more whatever you want. But I'm going to be buying blue chip stocks. I'm going to be doing a lot more sound advice, investment strategies moving forward with this money. And I've already got life-changing money. I don't have enough to retire yet. Kids don't smoke. But it's more money than I ever thought I'd have in an account. It's I figured out today I made a 6-month salary today. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So if there's one time to get greedy in your whole goddamn life, now's the time. The unrealized gains will really needle you for the rest of your life if you paper hand this motherfucker too early, guys. If you sell at $120 because you just love all that profit and it goes to $1,200, you'll be kicking yourself. So don't do it. If you've got to get out a couple shares on the way up to get your investment back, to make yourself feel more comfortable riding it up, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my investment back. I'm not going to have to sell very many at all. I'm not going to stop the goddamn squeeze. I'm keeping it real. On Twitter, I tweet, 500K, AMC 500K. I don't mind that talk, because the more people that have that moon in mind, the more people will be holding for the ultimate, peak. And keep in mind that only a couple % of us are going to be able to hit that tippy top peak. So don't be worried if you, missed it by a little bit, but don't miss it by a lot. And don't sell off your whole portfolio in one lick. You should never enter an investment all at once, and you should never exit all at once. I'm going to get a little bit out to get my investment out, and then I'll feel more comfy just letting it ride. I want to let it ride. I've been talking about this thing for 4 months. Why in the fuck would I not let it ride as high as it'll go? The infinite options chain could keep us fed for a long time before the shorts ever cover. And then they still have to cover. So that's all I got for you today. I love you all. I got so many DMs today, just blowing up. I had to turn my notifications off. I have not responded to all of you yet. I wasn't on Twitter that much today because I was busy at work. I'm still working. I'm not rich enough yet to quit. And you'll know when it happens because that's my goal. I hold to retire and to keep doing some smart investing and be able to enjoy the rest of my life. I'm 47 years old, so I've probably lived more on this side than I have on the other side. So I want to enjoy the rest of my life. That's why I hold for me. But we need to. There's one thing that's been going around in the community is to borrow strength from each other. Need to learn how to borrow strength from each other. And when you need propped up, man, if you guys are having trouble with anything, I don't care if it's, worrying about when you sell your stock or not, or your son's giving you fits and wants to move out of the house or whatever. Anything you want to talk about, you can always DM me. My DMs are always open. I love all of you. I love the relationships that we've had together. Before I get off here, I am going to give some shout outs. First and foremost, Joe Albert, my savior, the one that really showed me that this was a strong play. Fear and Loathing in NYC, at Pat Revan, Dr. Jesse Morse, you know that guy. Dr. Jesse Morse, the fantasy football doc, has some money on AMC. I don't think he would mind me telling you because he's been commenting on threads. He has a modest chunk. At Renshaw Fantasy, at McAllis, Dynasty Football 24/7 is in AMC. Brad Wire from the Undroppables, Don Mega, Mike Reedy from the Undroppables. He has a modest chunk. Toking Lion, Michael Duncan from the Undroppables, JLW 1987, Dynasty Sweat. Got to give another shout out to Tara Bull, Petsy Stitz, Mr. Flipper 81, M7221S, Creative _Perspective, Noel Estes, Token Ape, the Toking Lion, the naysayer in the beginning that's become one of our biggest. These are all people that DM me today because they got into AMC because of Joe. So if you want to thank somebody, thank Joe. Joe got me in, and I got you all in, and hopefully you all got some people in too. It's kind of like a reverse pyramid scheme. Only everybody gets paid. We just make a little bit more because we bought in sooner. Not going to brag about it. Who cares if I got $10 a share and you got $14 a share when we're sitting on tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars later on? Who's going to give a fuck what your average was? That's why I'm going to buy some on the way up. We all need to do that. Bite the bullet and buy it. Who cares if you're buying at $140 if you're making tens of thousands? Buy a share or two here and there. Keep this fucking train moving. I think we all need to do that. Corey B, Knight Rider 760, Chris Krebs, Garrett Waito is in here. Everyday Fantasy Football. I think I pretty much reached the end of the AMC train for my DMs. And sorry to most of you guys, I haven't responded yet. Got home from work, had some dinner, called Joe, then got a call from my buddy Justin that has 26 shares. Justin's under indictment right now. He's going to be under house arrest soon. His mama and child are leaving him. He's in rough shape. He needs those 26 shares to count big time. Shout out to my brother, LADMVIP on Twitter. If you like sports collectibles, he does an eBay and Twitter sports collectibles thing. He bought in. So I think that's everybody I know of just off the tip of my tongue. But for all of you that are in this is history. They are going to study this chart and this play in financial classrooms and universities and Zoom universities, for decades. It's history. You're all a part of it. I love every single one of you. Break that goddamn sell button off and throw it away. Put a blindfold on and change your password if you have to. The squeeze has not even started yet. We'll know by the short interest, okay? So just trust that. If you've trusted it this goddamn far, trust it. Even when you're up, we're going to be up 1,000% soon, and it's not going to be over. Wrap your brain around that. It won't be that much longer for me. Wrap your brain around being 1,000% up on something in just a few months and knowing that it's got more. That's where we're at. So we're just under 25 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. I got to get some sleep. I slept for 3 hours last night. I got to get some sleep. The one thing I will say is you guys got to watch out for me. I might die before I am able to sell shares and recognize any of my gains. I've been running on this just crazy mix of euphoria and adrenaline for like 9 days, not sleeping. It's going to definitely come home to roost soon. So if any of you all have some good sleeping aids and anti-anxiety aids, throw me a shout in the DM and let me know what you do, whether it's melatonin or whatever you do. I got some of this like kava stuff I'm going to take tonight. It's called like kava kava. I guess it's supposed to help you sleep. Maybe a shot of whiskey too. Peace. Fuck the 1%.